Hey there, chosen ones. I want to create this video because I just watched another video of a creator that shared why chosen ones don't have friends. Which, nothing wrong with that statement, and I'll share exactly what this creator did in her video, but it's more appropriate and more correct to say that chosen ones don't have superficial friends. Because thinking that being special and a chosen one, and that's the reason you don't have friends, and it's like what this creator said in her video. She said that, well, one of the reasons this happens is okay because we cannot tolerate envy, jealousy, people wearing masks, and most of us we are being persecuted and are like being called weird and peculiar, and that's why we decide to isolate. And then another reason is because this way we are strengthening our relationship to God and our character, and it's like a gift from God so that we can become more self-reliable in a way. But that's nothing wrong with that advice, but it's a total bullshit and it promotes victim mentality. That's why I decided to make this video as a as an approach to share what is the truth in it. So it's not that chosen ones don't have friends, and I don't want you to believe this, my friend, because you're not supposed to be isolated for life. Obviously, we humans, we need social contact. We are social creatures. And if you believe this idea that you are a chosen one and that's why you won't have friends, and maybe because God tests you so that your character strengthens and develops so that it can open up more to God, that's not the case, my friend. The case is that chosen ones, they don't have superficial friends, and this is perfectly fine. So in this video, I'll explain to you exactly why this is and how to transition from having superficial friends to actually aligning yourself to your soul tribe so that you can attract to yourself people who support and lift you up and understand, see, and accept you the way you are. Sensitive, vulnerable, honest, genuine, not tolerating bullshit, people wearing masks, and so on and so forth. And yes, there are people like that who would be more than willing to be your friends. So if this is a topic that relates to you, stay with me until the end. Now, that being the case, let's directly get into the video. Hey there, I am Daniel, a relationship alignment coach and a creator of the Soulful Relationships Experience, which is a one-on-one coaching program that helps you completely eradicate any toxic, codependent, narcissistic, power struggle relationship dynamics and surround yourself with only people who accept you, see you for who you are, and feel support and lift you up on your journey as you're also willing to do the same for them. Because I genuinely believe that each of us deserves to be surrounded by such a social circle. So, okay, why is it the chosen ones don't have and can't be in companies and social circles with superficial friends? Well, it's because most of us, we are really sensitive, empathetic. We are highly sensitive people, right? And so that being the case, we do not tolerate a lot of envy. We do not tolerate a lot of like status orientation, people who are only oriented for status and like for acquiring objects and being more than others. We do not tolerate jealousy. We do not tolerate dishonesty. We do not tolerate lies. We do not tolerate people who are talking behind each other's backs. And this is perfectly fine. But this doesn't mean that you won't have friends. It just means that your standards for friends are higher. They are operating on a higher level. Because inside of you, like being an awakened individual, a chosen one, this means that you are actually somebody who deeply values genuine, honest, transparent conversations, who deeply values people who are willing to be honest and open and express how they feel, who are willing to be transparent with what they think, how they feel, what they want, what they don't tolerate. You only want the truth. And if you are surrounded with people who are willing to be vulnerable, honest, genuine, and speak the truth, I can promise you, my friend, you wouldn't only feel supported and protected and safe around them. You will actually feel empowered and you would feel joyful that you're surrounded by people like that. But to get to that stage, it is essential. It is an essential requirement that you stop judging people who are not like that, right? That you stop judging people who are more superficial. Because here is the truth, my friend. Judgment of others, like, I know that they have judged you, and I know that maybe you've been ridiculed and neglected, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I've been the same in the school in which I was studying. Like, I tried to fit in every social circle in that school, like with all the friends, with all the people possible. I changed 3 different companies in that same class I was studying in, and I was like, I didn't like any of them because they were like this one big company which were the company of the cool guys and girls, right? So they were always putting themselves on top of others who are more ashamed and more like insecure and not really extroverted. And so I was trying to be friends with them, but they were really closed down. Then I tried to be friends with the cool ones. I tried to be accepted in their company, and I did for a couple of months, but it just didn't work out. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't in my benefit. So I went there, and it didn't work out. Then I was with this company of the artists, like every class in which you can study, it has this company of the strange ones, of the more peculiar, weird ones who are more creative and artistic. And so I tried to be friends with them, but there was also um this drama, talking behind each other's back. There was one guy that was always friends with that said that he was friends with everybody, but when he was not in their presence, he was talking behind their back so that he can gain status in the company of the more cooler ones, right? So that's okay. People like this exist, and you do not have to tolerate them. But if you judge these people, well, then you are attached to them. You are and inevitably being um, just attached to them, and you cannot remove them from your life. So what I would suggest you do, other than being judgmental and being isolated and thinking that you won't have friends, is that you actually stay with yourself for a while and start contemplating, what are my boundaries, where are my limits, where are the limits of me, and where does the other begin? And what is it that I cannot tolerate if the other isn't willing to give me? And write down all these qualities. Maybe you don't tolerate dishonesty. Maybe you don't tolerate drama. Maybe you don't tolerate people who, who speak behind each other's back. Maybe you don't tolerate lies. And that's perfectly fine. Maybe you don't tolerate jealousy and envy. And that's okay again. But again, this doesn't mean that you won't have friends. It means that you just have values, you have needs. And maybe your needs are that the other person, that your friends are open and honest. Maybe you need them to be vulnerable. Maybe you need them to be able to express their feelings the way you would do. Maybe you need them to accept and understand you. And if you become clear of your boundaries, your needs, and your gifts are like these character traits, virtuous qualities that you have as part of your identity, that are just radiating, shining forth, and that everybody else sees within you and enjoy, and they rejoice in those qualities. But maybe they are so natural for you that you don't know what they are. So I have a challenge for you now. Write down in the comments down below, what are your virtuous qualities that make other people attracted to you and that make you somebody of value, of high value, somebody who can have standards, who can have boundaries, who can have limits. So write down in the comments, what are these values? And if you need further help with that, I have this like free asset you can download through the link in the description. It's the 3 questions, really powerful questions. I call it the 3 questions healthy boundaries framework, which is a guided process which you can try answering 3 questions really honestly and genuinely, so that you can have clarity over your boundaries, needs, and gifts. And once you have clarity of those, once you then start to communicate these your boundaries, needs, and gifts with others clearly and transparently, you filter out all these superficial friendships that you're not willing to tolerate. For a while you'll be lonely, yes, maybe for a couple of months, maybe you'll go through a dark night of the soul, right? So maybe you have to be lonely, be alone in the presence of God, of the Creator, so that you can receive this vision of who are the people that, if entered your life, you would feel really fulfilled and happy to be with them. And this can be friends, it can be like your romantic partner, if you have a dream of such. It can be your colleagues at work, your boss. You can have a vision of all these people. You can receive that vision by being more lonely, more like alone. Loneliness is not a bad thing. It's a moment in which you connect to yourself to see what is it that you're receiving from the creator. And so I believe that each one of us, like all the chosen ones, we have a vision of our ideal relationships. And if we are willing to not isolate in a way that because we are judging others and we are being judgmental that maybe they are not treating us the way we want to be treated, maybe they are ridiculing or neglecting us or are not taking us seriously, or they are persecuting us, or yeah, they're just being calling us that we are being weird and peculiar. If you don't judge other people that they are treating you bad, and if you accept them for who they are, but then you let go of them, let go meaning that you just don't treat them seriously, right? So, and then you are willing to be honest with and transparent with your needs, boundaries and gifts, which are your needs and boundaries and gifts are ultimately your values. And then you become transparent with them and share them with everybody in your life. You push a lot of people away, but some of the people in your life, they highly respect what you shared with them, and then you connect with those people. And this vibration that you're radiating by being transparent with your needs, boundaries, and gifts will attract to yourself. You enter into this flow of relationships that will attract to yourself people from your soul tribe that will actually support you and lift you up. So it's not that you won't have friends because you're a chosen one. No, it's just that you won't have superficial friendships, right? Because you're looking for deeply emotional, intimate, honest, and genuine and authentic relationships. And for a while, you may be alone, you may be lonely, but this doesn't mean that you'll be like that for eternity, right? So if you're passing through that stage of your life, just be there. Maybe meditate a little bit more. Maybe stay with God for more time, like spend more time in presence. Receive that vision. And if you're already going through that process, I would invite you also to check out a free training I have in which I talk about the 3 phases you need to master until you surround yourself with only people who support and lift you up. Because I genuinely believe that every empath, every highly sensitive person, every person who feels like a chosen one, they deserve to be surrounded by their high vibe tribe. And if you're watching this video, yes, this is a sign. So check out the free training. You can find it again in the link in the description below. It's like 2 hours long, and I'm sure you'll find it so deeply valuable and beneficial for you. Now, having shared that, I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I highly trust that you found this video helpful. If this is the case, like it, comment down below, subscribe to the Soulful Relationships channel if you're new to it, because every other day or every day I'll be uploading videos like that that will support you in your journey. So if you value highly interconnected, soulful, and deeply intimate, emotionally authentic relationships, and if you want to attract more people like that in your life, follow this channel, because with some of the tips I'll share here, this will happen so much easier and faster. That being the case, thank you again for staying with me until the end. I love you, my friend. Enjoy your day and see you in the next video. Bye bye for now. I love you.